You ever think about Rome? Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Wickscraft. Oh, baby. We've been putting it off a little bit for a little while, and today it's finally time. I'm going to build Pompeii / Rome / ancient Rome. Here we are, back at level 1 at the beginning. So far, all we have is the forum right here, which we built last episode, and next, we're going to start filling out the whole rest of this area. There's going to be a lot of kind of history in here, a lot of real buildings, some not real, some I'm just going to make up, but all kind of sticking with the ancient Roman theme. I think the best way to do this might be in a little segment, just a little segment. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Everyone's favorite segment, by the way. So, buckle up. We're about to go back in time. We're going to do a lot of builds here. We're going to try to fill up, hopefully, the goal is by the end of this episode to be able to fill up everything in this level. Architecturally, build-wise, you know, there might be some more details I still need to add, stuff like that, trees, bushes, whatever. But I want to get all the builds done this episode so that we can move on to getting the game all set up and ready to go for people to start playing. So, with all that said, welcome to the episode. Sit back, grab some popcorn, and enjoy this next segment of Time Travel with Travi. We're going to start off this segment with one of the most well-known and influential Roman builds of all time. Known for blood and glory, the Colosseum is now over 2,000 years old. Still standing as the largest amphitheater in the world, the Colosseum offered entertainment to millions of ancient Romans. People from all around the empire came to watch gladiator fights, executions, hunts, and even sometimes naval battles where the Colosseum was flooded. The Colosseum took around 8 years to build and could hold more than 50,000 people. The structure was made out of travertine stone that was transported nearly 20 miles from the quarry to the site by 50 to 100,000 slaves. Underneath the Colosseum was an elaborate labyrinth of tunnels and rooms, including 80 shafts for vertical entrance into the arena. These rooms housed thousands of gladiators, animals, and prisoners in preparation for entering the arena. Today, the Colosseum still stands as a mind-boggling tourist attraction. Theaters were located all throughout ancient Rome and Greece, and were a place for citizens to see different plays, initially starting as tragedies and comedies, and then later adding drama to the mix. Romans actually modeled their theaters after theaters developed by Greeks, who generally had a little bit more appreciation for art, literature, and philosophy, and less focus on killing and gladiators and stuff like that. Not to say the Romans didn't have art too. The theaters were also often split up into social divisions, where different portions of the theater would be open to different people of different social statuses. Theaters were often built to make the rich people look nice in the eyes of the public, as well as for entertainment, making them as much a political move as a useful space. Okay, y'all, it's time for a little break in between all the building. I'm not quite done yet. There's going to be more Time Travel with Travi coming up soon. But I figured it'd be good to kind of break this up a little bit with something else. And I think what we're going to do is go over to the shopping district and do a little bit more work on the library with Justin and Brady. Now, it's starting to look a little bit like a face, unfortunately. So we're going to hopefully be able to fix that up today. And so we're going to head over there. We're going to see what we can do. So let's go ahead and head over and do that. And then when I come back, we'll hop back into the time lapse and finish up the rest of Pompeii.
Okay, all right. So everyone back out here. Okay. Here's the roof as of right now. This is like my little demonstration of what the roof is, okay? Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Let me take that back. Okay, here's the roof as of right now. Okay, so here's kind of what I was thinking. Okay, that's the roof like what we have it right now. Open, right? We do a little layer right there. Okay, and then another layer that's like right up the middle, right? Because there should be a middle. There's a center. So we do like a. I can't do it with this,
You don't.
but it goes straight up right here. Okay, right? So it's kind of like a little cake thing that goes into like a point, kind of like a castle. And then on the sure. No.
This sounds a lot like what Brady was thinking when we were doing this
Pretty
before.
sure that was like what I said.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, like we do. It's like a cake, you know.
There we go. Here we go. Here
Yeah,
we
like
go.
a cake.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, and then like that. Okay, that's the roof. Now, on the sides, on each of like the corners, notice how we have 8 or how many? 6?
It's an
We have like
octagon.
about 8 corners. We do like little like a low key like a old castle vibe and do like little, you know what I'm saying? Like little
Like a nubbin.
yeah. Yeah, or we could do those things that Brady you have at your base, those roofs that like have a little lookout spot up there with the roofs that are pointy to match the pointy roof, like the main center of the roof. I don't know, just an idea. I was just thinking about that in the shower this morning.
I think I got it. So we're tiering the cake, and then we're putting towers on the edges of the cake.
Yeah.
So like in a cake, you got like one layer, and then it's flat, and then it's another layer. Should we do like a slope up to the next layer?
I don't think so. I think that would be good. Or we
Could
could
do
do
like
an anti-slope, like a logarithmic slope, Trev. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. Like a that'd be cool.
Like an arc.
I was thinking the other way. I was thinking like a concavity the other way arc, but that would work.
That's that would be. This is a exponential.
No. I was
No.
thinking exponential.
No, he was
Who
thinking
got-
exponential.
Yeah.
Yes, I was thinking logarithmic.
This is logarithmic. Okay.
Don't talk to me.
Logarithmic.
Bro.
Don't talk to me.
Honestly, I think this one.
Exponential. I think this one would also look cooler.
Which one?
Logarithmic.
The one on the left?
The logarithmic.
All right,
Yeah, the one
logarithmic
where-
it is.
All right.
We could just make the roof tough.
It could be tough. That could be tough.
That could be tough.
All right, you guys.
No, but I think it would actually look good.
It just looks way better with my computer plugged in.
Oh, that ought to do it.
Ah.
Look, I just lost only a heart. All right, see.
Oh.
Bro, we're on Discord.
Oh, right.
What do you guys think about this shape right here? Is it too... Is it,
That's better. I like that more than the other one.
Okay. Look. Oh, this is so hard to explain. So,
Wait, hold on, I got it.
see how,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 1, 2, 3. In.
2.
1, 1, 1. Good. 1, 2, 3. In. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, yours is the same as this one.
No,
Which-
it's not. Mine's different than that one. Mine is different
They're all
than that
different.
one.
They're all different.
Oh, I did a 2. No, there's a 2.
There shouldn't.
The Johnson?
There's not a 2 on the
Oh,
the
I
upslope.
see.
See what I'm saying? I skipped the 2.
Yeah,
on
there
the-
should have been a 2.
Yeah. See, if it was.
All right, so we go with yours or the other one?
Well, I think honestly, I think the first one I made looks better, but you guys can.
I don't care.
We're gonna have
Oh,
some
there's lots of
natural
tough down
light.
here. There's lots of tough down here. Try to grab the
we have-
tough.
Let's go.
Guys, we have 4 stacks here. We have 2 stacks over here. We have 6.5 stacks.
All right, that might do it.
I think we're good now.
Yeah, there's some in
I
here.
also picked up about 8 more over here, Brady, so you're welcome.
Oh, please.
I think this is going well. All right, how do we feel about that? I like that actually.
Let's look from inside, Brad. That looks better from outside, I think. What the
Oh, if there's a
here?
problem. There's a
What the
problem.
hell happened here, guys?
I don't know.
Alright, it should be 3.
Uh,
Should be 2. Oh,
what are you
wait.
doing?
Oh,
No. Put that back. Put that back right now.
Is it just this?
Well, that's
I think so. Yeah.
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 Oh, oh my god, boys.
Close one.
What the hell is that?
Imagine we
flew
had
up and I was like, oh god.
Imagine we had to rebuild the whole thing because it was off by like a block.
Oh, that would have just sucked.
Nice.
I think that's better.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, picture that all the way around. I like it.
I like it too. We gotta really. Oh no.
I know we have work to do. Okay.
Yeah.
We have real work to do here.
Do we, buddy? I do it all the time. American wood, only American.
I don't think that's making the video. Not gonna lie.
That's a smart move.
I'll just bleep it all out, just the whole thing.
American. It is fucking.
Oh,
Wait,
no.
come stand exactly where I am.
Okay.
And look at this right one. He looks like he has a nose like between his mouth, bro. His nose is like.
I'm telling you, dude, it's Squidward.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. All right.
All right.
We'll
Well,
see.
I think we got a good.
What's the
We got a
deal?
good. We did some good things here.
We did.
I think next we can we should just copy this on all the sides. This the arc.
Yeah. And then fix those windows, and then we can start working on the interior, I think.
The Baths of Caracalla are located in Rome and were a center for Roman activity. The baths had hot rooms, cold rooms, exercise areas, and social gathering pavilions. They were served water by the nearby aqueducts that ran all throughout Roman cities. Then, water would be piped from tanks into the various different baths. The Baths of Caracalla could accommodate up to 1,600 people at a time. It was the place to be, to relax, meet some new friends, and even clean off a little. Ancient Romans used a system called hypocausts to create heat. This consisted of burning wood to warm up water and distribute both warm water and air to baths or different rooms. It took around 10 tons of wood per day to heat the Baths of Caracalla. Since then, the baths have served as a cultural center, housing operas, sporting events, tours, and more. The majority of the city of Pompeii was made out of homes that lined the streets. These houses, called domus, oftentimes seemed welcoming at first, but got more and more private as you got further into them. The House of the Veti was a home located in the city of Pompeii that epitomized an upper-class dwelling from this time. This house has multiple open courtyards, between which are several different rooms for sleeping, storage, gardening, cooking, and servant housing. Inside these rooms are some extremely detailed and interesting paintings. In fact, paintings covered up many of the walls. These were called fresco paintings, and they were in the Roman fourth style, which is a combination of the first three styles of Roman art. Many of the houses in the city of Pompeii were preserved as a snapshot in time by something we'll be coming back to very soon. Aqueducts carried water throughout Roman cities to many different places using gravity as the main source of transportation. Many aqueducts had to transport water across extreme terrain, both above and underground, so they were built incorporating lots of towers, tunnels, and bridges. The main purposes of the water transported by aqueducts was for fountains, agriculture, drinking water, and baths. Many aqueducts are still standing, and some, like the Aqua Virgo in Rome, are still in use today, bringing water to citizens for over 2,000 years. The water was sourced from remote rivers, streams, and underground springs, ensuring clean, safe water for the citizens. Even today, you can still safely drink the water from the aqueducts in Rome. We did it! It is all done. Not all done, but we did the things that we were going to try to do. Okay, these are the main structures that are going to be in level 1, and I've got them all done now. And so what I want to do is a little bit of a walkthrough with you guys and kind of talk about some of the structures, what I was thinking about when I was building them, how I kind of came across different shapes and styles and stuff as I was working through them, and just give you an idea building wise of how I came about some of these builds. Okay, so this first one over here is actually based off of a build that I have done previously, and I will put that up on the screen here at some point. This was a theater that was actually, I think, another level taller than this, and it also went out a little bit further on the sides. But basically this thing was kind of enclosed, and it was more of like a full enclosed theater. That was in Greece. That was based off of a theater in Greece, which was what my last base was actually made out of in season 4 of Wickscraft. And I'll put that up on the screen as well. But that was the Acropolis from Greece, and so this was on the side of that base, and it was just a little bit of a theater, which was sort of replicating the one that is actually near that building in real life. And so I took that design and I shrunk it down a little bit and made it a little bit more simple, and easy to fit in this little space here. And I sort of roughened it up a little bit to give it more of a Roman style instead of the Greek cleaner sort of style. So here it is. I think it turned out pretty good. There is going to be a game in here, like all of these big buildings that I just made. They're going to be little mini games. But we're going to be getting to the mini games in the next episode. That's the theater, and let's go ahead and move on to the next building. So we come right down Main Street here, and your first sort of structure that pops up right here is the aqueducts, and so I'll talk a little bit about these now. The idea was to have the aqueducts start up here. I think I'm going to put like a little lake or something. There's something else that's going to go up here too, so we might have to actually bypass the lake idea. Maybe it's coming from like an underground source or something like that. I started out with just trying to go a little bit dark to light, maybe a little bit rougher on the bottoms. It would blend in more with like the roads and stuff that's going to be going on down here. And then, as it got a little bit higher up, the sun's going to be hitting it more. There's going to be more light coming in. So I lightened it up a little bit, try to kind of keep the same sort of palette that we were working with some of these other builds, and brought it up and just really tried to shape it out as best I could. One of the challenges with this was the elevation change. Obviously I couldn't just make it a big flat line that was going through, because that would be a little bit weird. So it steps down in elevation. So basically I've got to have another level on top that steps down. That way it can make a smooth transition from one to the other. As far as the layout of this, I wanted it to be able to basically serve like the entire area. So I'm having it kind of stretch throughout. It takes some twists and turns, and it goes kind of throughout this whole area. And spoiler alert, there's going to be a parkour style race type thing that is going on this, and so I wanted it to kind of go throughout the entire level, so you can kind of see different parts of the level, and there's going to be different ways you're going to have to try to get through this thing to be able to get to the end to complete your challenge, but we'll get to that later. So that is the aqueducts. Moving on now, let's talk about the Baths of Caracalla right here. So this little thing right here, this is gonna be the roadway. So just so you guys know, the road is gonna kind of come through here. It's gonna connect to this. It might come out a little bit right here, and then we'll have like maybe a park, some extra houses. There's gonna be a lot more structures added to this that are gonna be sort of intermediate structures that maybe don't have challenges, maybe they do, maybe they are incorporated into some of the challenges from the other buildings, but that's kind of the idea. So anyways, the Baths of Caracalla, here we are. Those should actually be waxed up there. But I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's like, oh yeah, there's water involved, whatever. So this one, I try to go a little bit lighter with the building, just to be a little bit more, I don't know, triumphant or something like that. It just seemed like baths would want to be like a little more pristine, a little cleaner, a little lighter. So I've got the quartz going on for the main structure, and then there's some dark spots where maybe some water got through, or there's a shadow, something like that, and just kind of blending everything together. On the roof we went with copper, as well as some patches of maybe erosion, stuff like that going on, which I think turned out pretty good. Don't have too many complaints about that one, other than the fact that I forgot to do this ring right here, but I will fix that shortly. Moving on. Just kidding, don't move on. This is the inside. There's a bunch of different rooms in here. It's basically symmetrical, one side to the other. So there's like some different pathing and stuff going on in here, and I do have a plan for a little mini game that's going to be happening within this building, which I think is going to be pretty fun if I can get it to work. Hopefully I can, but that's for next episode. All right, so now we're going to go head across the street here to the House of the Veti. This is interesting. When I was building this, I wanted it to be sort of in the same style, right? So I've got this that sort of matches like the aqueducts and a little bit of the trim sort of on some of the other things. So the wall is pretty standard, pretty main style. But I wanted to kind of give it a little bit extra contrast because this is going to be among kind of some other houses to be able to fill in this area. And I wanted to make it stand out a little bit more. Especially since it's kind of tucked in this corner over here. You know, this is sort of a higher end residence from Pompeii, and so, you know, I wanted it to be a little bit extra special with, you know, I made the roof white, with sort of some varying colors. And then I've also got like these pillars that are kind of cool along the outsides. You'll notice there's no windows in this one, which is not necessarily true, although they didn't have a lot of windows back then. But I also think there's going to be some like houses and stuff that are connecting to this building. And so they'll be kind of around the outside and sprinkled around and stuff like that. Maybe not on these sides, but on the other sides. And if we go inside here, I'm not gonna walk around too much because it might give some stuff away for the players later. But basically, there's sort of a bunch of different directions you can go. This is going to be like the main area where you're introduced to the challenge, and then this is going to be hopefully a pretty fun challenge. I'm actually looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be pretty good. That's the House of the Veti. More to come there. And then as we continue to follow the aqueduct down and around, we get to actually my favorite build of all of these, which is the Colosseum. So this is another building I actually took inspiration off of a build that I did last season. I'll put that one on the screen here. But this was basically about 4 times the size of what this is, and it was all sandstone, and it was made for like a little gaming center district. We had like a little horse race, and we had some spleef going on inside it, and it was kind of in the shopping district, and it was, I don't know, it was a fun build to make. And so I basically took the same shapes, I shrunk them down, something that would be able to fit in the corner over here, and then also accomplish what needed to happen within it for the game to work. And so this is what I came up with. I'm actually super happy with this. Went with a little bit of a gradient, you know, dark to light, kind of accentuating shadows on the bottom and on the top and stuff like that. And then also bringing in like this dark backdrop with some spruce and actually some mushroom blocks in there, as well as, you know, the bricks and stuff like that. So brought all that stuff in. I think I'm also going to put some armor on these armor stands, some extra details that I'm going to have to work out later. But if we go inside, you can see this is what all the entrances look like. You've got a nice little painting to welcome you, and there's going to be something functional right in this area for the game. This is actually going to be more like the betting portion of the games. This is going to be like more up to chance. You kind of, you know, take a shot and see if you can win. You're basically betting on something that's going to be going on in here, just like it would be back in the old days with like gladiators and stuff like that. Now, we don't have gladiators in Minecraft, but I have an idea that I think is going to be pretty funny, pretty fun, and should be, you know, similar. So this is the inside. We've got some bleachers. We've got some stuff going on in here. People can walk around, watch what's going on inside, as well as there'll be some functionality down below to be able to sort of choose your path, if you will. Super happy with how this one came out. This is probably my favorite of all the builds, and so let me know what you guys think. A couple more things while I'm kind of flying throughout here is that obviously there is a lot that still needs to be done here. These are basically just shells of buildings, and these are just the main buildings. There's also going to be a lot of smaller buildings, and I think maybe another bathhouse or something like that somewhere. To be able to kind of fill out this landscape, you can see I've got something planned here. I've got something planned with the terrain as well. There's going to be a big change in the terrain up sort of around that mountain. So that's kind of the idea with where this is going architecturally, naturally, stuff like that. The other thing that needs to happen, and I need to get on this, but Justin and Brady and some of the other Wickscraftians have let me know that they'd be willing to help out with some stuff on this project. So I got to get with some of them, and we're going to have a little meeting, and hopefully I can have them help me out with some of the interior as well as some of the intermediate buildings and stuff around here just to decorate this out a bit. So I will be getting with them. Also, huge thank you to Shorty for helping me with the baths back behind me there. We built that whole thing in just a couple hours, so it was super helpful. I probably put a good, 12 to 24 hours into this episode, just building all these buildings. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I think everything came out pretty well. Obviously, there's still improvements to be made, things I gotta get through, things I gotta work on. And next episode, I'm hoping to be able to get all of the challenges laid out in here and hopefully all the redstone worked out for everything so that we're all functional and ready to go, and then it'll just be, you know, a couple more finishing touches, and then we'll be able to open up this level. So with that, you guys, I appreciate you sticking around, watching the video. Let me know what you guys think about this. I think it's coming together pretty good. If you guys did enjoy this episode and you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, I would really appreciate that. In the meantime, take care, have some fun, and I'll see y'all next time.